Hi everyone, my name is Judy Cole, and today I'm going to share with you how to make an easy and delicious French dessert called the Creme Brulee. Now, Creme Brulee actually means burnt cream, and it first appeared in the 1600s in the Palace of Versailles, where there was a French cook who created this dessert. Now, I'm going to share with you how to make this dessert, and the first thing I'm going to do would be to preheat the oven to 160 degrees. Now, this dessert is traditionally baked in a water bath known as a Baine Marie, and what this allows the process, it enables you to get a very smooth, silky texture because the Baine Marie helps you to bake it very gently. Now, what I do here is that I pour some water. The water will fill up to ideally about half the height of your ramekin. All right, and see over here, I'm going to place it into the hot oven. So in the process, the water will get warm so that by the end of mixing the creme brulee mixture, my oven will be warm enough for me to bake the dessert. Now, first, in this saucepan, I've got Anchor cream. Now, Anchor cream, you can either use the culinary cream or the whipping cream. If you make a lot of cakes, a lot of mousses, you probably will have the whipping cream, so you can use this. Or if you cook a lot, or you might use the culinary Anchor cream. Now, culinary cream is very good for you when you make sauces. It's very good for reheating the sauce when you use culinary cream as one of the main ingredients, because it will not split. So either, in this instance, you can either use the culinary cream or the whipping cream. So in here, I've got my cream, milk as well. For the milk, I've got this. Oops, that's the oven. Okay. Alright, so I've got my milk, my cream in the saucepan, and a little bit of the sugar in here. Now, you can either flavor the creme brulee with a little bit of good quality vanilla essence at the end of the cooking process, or in this case, I'm going to use a vanilla bean. Now, just simply get a sharp knife, a small paring knife will be fine, and split it in the middle. Now, what you do is to remove the seeds from the vanilla bean. Now, this is where you get all the flavor. So remove these and place it into the pot, saucepan, together with the vanilla bean. Now, and what you do is to just heat it up. Okay, to extract the full flavor of the vanilla bean. Now, you don't have to bring this to a boil. All you need to do is to just warm it up until the sugar is completely melted. Alright, so now there are also other alternatives. For example, you can also use the zest of a lemon or a citrus fruit and add to the milk and cream mixture to give it a little bit, make it a little bit more refreshing if you wish to have the smell of the lemon zest. Otherwise, if you stick to the more traditional taste, a vanilla bean will do the trick. Alright, so just simply sort of melt the sugar, and once it's done, you can set it aside and let it steam for about 20 minutes if you are using vanilla bean. Now, another way is to also use the coffee bean. You can also heat up with the coffee bean, leave it to steep, and it has a nice natural coffee flavor as well. Now, I'm going to set this aside, and if you have time, as I said, just simply set it aside for about 20 minutes. Otherwise, in this case, I'm going to just simply add to my eggs and the yolk in this bowl. Now in the bowl, I'm also going to add the sugar to the egg mixture. Give it a stir, alright, with a whisk or spatula. You do not need to whip it up, alright, so just simply give it a stir. Now once this is done, I am going to add in my cream and the milk mixture. Now pour it in. Now if you wait for about 20 minutes, it would have cooled down slightly. So you don't have to be worried that it might turn into scrambled egg. But alright, so but in this case, I've just heated up and I haven't had the chance to let it sit for about 20 minutes. So I just have to be a little bit more careful. Alright. So just simply pour this in. And of course, the vanilla bean is left aside in here. This is quite precious. You can just simply rinse it under the tap, leave it to dry, and grind it. And you can add to your sugar to have what we call vanilla sugar. Or this can be a very nice decoration to be used on your cakes, for example. Alright, so let me just bring this all to the sink first before I proceed to the next part of this section. Okay. Now for the mixture, it's good to strain it, alright, just to remove in case there might be a little bit of the egg white not stirred carefully. So if you want a silky smooth texture, just simply strain the mixture into a bowl. Alright. Now my sieve isn't too fine, so I'm able to catch. I still have the vanilla seeds in my mixture. If your sieve is very fine, then just simply return some of the seeds back into the mixture to enjoy the flavor of the vanilla bean. Now, over here, I have got a ramekin. These are bakeable ware that you can use to bake your mixture in, to bake and also to serve your creme brulee. Now, in this case, you can either use, for example, like a jug like this, and just measuring jug and just pour it in. Otherwise, you can also use a pistolet. Now this is a wonderful tool, and since I have it, I'm going to use it. So just pour it into the pistolet, and I'm going to just simply, alright, deposit the mixture into the ramekin. Now you can leave it, bring it up to about 3/4 full. Now ramekins can come in opaque ones, colorful ones like this, or you can also use the glass ones, which I'm going to show you in a moment. Now by now my Baine Marie would be ready. Now if you take a look at the mixture, before it's baked, it's actually very jiggly like this, so obviously it's not cooked. Now important thing is not to over bake your creme brulee. Now inside my oven, I already have some creme brulee that was baking earlier, and we'll show you what it looks like now. Okay, so don't overcook the creme brulee. If you take a look, this has a beautiful golden yellow color, partly because we use some yolks in the mixture, and also because Anchor cream is a little bit on the yellowish tinge, because this is the natural color of the milk extracted from the cows who are grass-fed. And these cows, when they eat grass, the milk, the cream has got an attractive yellow tinge, so it makes your dessert very attractive in this way. Now if you take a look at it, how do I know whether it's cooked? If you look at it, it sort of shakes a little bit in the center. but it's not wobbly by the side. Let me just show you a little bit like this. So this is very hot at this moment. Later on when it cools down, this will firm up. All right, so this is a beautiful yellow, golden yellow dessert. Once it cools, put it in the refrigerator to chill, preferably overnight. And you can keep it in the fridge or for several days. And before you serve, this is what we have to do. Traditionally, we sprinkle some sugar and sort of, you know, torch it so that we get a nice crisp, thin layer of sugar crust at the top. So I've got one that is already chilled. So I'm going to show you how to go about this. Now, in this case, you can see all the beautiful yellow beans, not yellow beans, the vanilla beans, the black spots on it. So just simply sprinkle a little bit of sugar on the top. If you accidentally sprinkle too much, just simply sort of, you know, remove part of it. Otherwise, this contrasts beautifully with the creamy, smooth creme brulee. So I'm going to show you how to torch it. Now, this is a torch, or you can get the small ones. Now, what we do is just simply burn it. All right. Gentle reminder: this must be done only when the creme brulee has been cooked and chilled in the refrigerator before you sprinkle with sugar. And look at this, it's beautiful, isn't it? It contrasts so beautifully with the natural yellow tinge of the creamy and silky smooth creme brulee. Now, once you get some of these burnt parts, you let it settle down, and when it cools down, it will form a very crisp, thin layer. And just simply, all right, decorate with a little bit of some fresh fruits. All right, some cut strawberries, and the dessert is ready to go. All right, so I've got more of these beautiful desserts over here. And if you take a look at it, all right, it's beautiful, isn't it? And so I hope you will enjoy making and eating these desserts and sharing it with your customers or with your loved ones. All right, so until the next session, thank you and see you again. All right.